こんにちは、川田美穂子です。お元気ですか? How are you today? Do you currently keep a diary? In Japan, diaries seem to be kept by people of all ages. One statistic shows about 40% of women in their 30s keep a diary, including those who have kept a diary in the past. It can be said diaries are a familiar part of our lives. I used to keep a diary from my upper elementary school to junior high school years, but one day I just stopped writing. This was because my diaries contained many negative things, such as worries about school, bad words about some of my classmates, dissatisfaction with my appearance, and so on. I thought it would be better to burn all of them. I didn't want anyone to read my diaries in the future. Now I understand. I wrote in my diaries about my immature and unstable state of mind. Looking back on it now, I realize frankly writing about my feelings must have helped calm my mind somewhat. As I have grown older with lots of experiences, my personality has changed to be a more positive one. Thinking back to my old diaries, I began to wonder how to keep a diary to make my life happier. It was then that several newspaper articles related to diaries caught my attention. One article is about how the diaries have helped the family's daily happiness. The contributor is a 43-year-old woman who has written 30 diaries in 15 years. She keeps all her journals in the places where her family can easily read them. The latest edition of the diary is in the kitchen, and others are on the stairs inside the house. The contains mainly the domestic events with illustrations. When she recorded her difficulties in raising the children and her annoyances with her husband in a funny way with an illustration of her own annoyed face, she found that her husband had read it and understood her feelings. The children occasionally open the old diaries and laugh about the stories from when they are little. She concludes that it is difficult to convey her daily thought to her family, but the diary does the work. Another article was submitted by a 14-year-old junior high school girl. She writes a diary at the end of each day. She feels keeping a diary allows her to reflect on her day, and she has come to cherish the daily events since she started keeping a diary. She says clearly that a diary has the power to enrich her life. There was an article showing one woman who was learning waka poetry on her own. She composes one waka poem daily instead of writing her daily life. I was very moved by the article submitted by an 11-year-old elementary school boy. He says he tries to collect many small happy things every day and writes them in his diary. For example, he feels cute when he sees a cat sleeping comfortably. He remembers playing with his friends and thinks that was fun. He feels good every day by feeling small happiness, such as clear blue sky, a nice bath, or the fact that dinner is his favorite dish. It's amazing that at only 11 years old, he could come up with such a great idea. I thought if he spent his days with this way of thinking, his mind would be more and more positive and his future would be full of hope. Those articles gave me inspiration for the diary I write. Composing one haiku poem daily has its own charm, and so does collecting and writing about small happiness I experience every day. I could even call it my magic diary. Why don't you keep your magic diary in your own favorite way? I hope my story will help make your daily life somewhat more enjoyable. See you soon. ごきげんよう。